So my name is Devi Tide. My people are the Sufis that are aligned through the Chisti lineage to the Anayatiya Sufis. Our lineage comes from Northern Africa, and we have moved through the Middle Eastern countries into India, then Europe, the United States, and I'm located north of Seattle. And so I'm speaking to you from there. The reason that I like this quote from Grandmother Fleur de Mayo is it's pointing to both the challenge and the beauty of this time. The challenge is we're very aware of the differences, the separateness of all the peoples, everywhere. And not only that, we are aware of this idea that in the Western world was born that there is a separateness between humanity and everything else. This time it's a time of great change. It's a time of birthing. It's a time that has been prophesied for thousands of years. If you go back through the tribes and the groups that have history that go that far back. And you see it emerging in many locations in the world at the same time, this idea that we are at a crossroads. For me, rather than a crossroads, I think about this as a moment of unveiling, of unfolding for the whole of our planet. We're being challenged to see in new ways, to think in new ways, to hold each other, even when we don't understand each other. We're being challenged to awaken to the wholeness of our living world, that we are not separate, that we are not in any way isolated from other species, from the elements, from the mountains, the trees, the waters. We are a participant in a living organism that we call the mother. And so the question arises, well, how does this have anything to do with what's happening in the world right now? In the Western world, we've thought about humanity as caretakers, and yet we haven't taken care of the living world as if it's part of our body. We take care of it in a way that pleases us, a way that makes us feel good. And yet, if somebody were to come to your arm and start chopping on it and drawing the blood out of it and stripping the skin off of it, you would be horrified. This new birthing that's happening is one of a more living image, an image where we treat the land as if it's part of our living self, where we tend to the waters as if they are the blood of our body and keep it pure and clean and whole, where we look at other people and other groups and other ways of doing things rather as foreign, that we look at them as different organs in the one whole, with curiosity and openness and a willingness to find the way to be. The great chants of the peoples who have held this truth through thousands of years are all about this moment and this birthing and this wholeness that's coming. And so for me, the reason that this quote of Grandmother Flor de Mayo, who I just adore, is so important is because she's giving us a clue that we find a way in the light of what we are to hold each other with kindness and care and compassion, with love, with strength of thought, being sensible, and yet leaving room for the sensibilities for all others to be just as precious. So this is what I've been thinking about. It's what carries me right now. It's where my heart lies. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to share what's so alive in my world today.